Yar har fiddly. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's the wrong, completely awesome internet-known pirate song. Let me start
Yo
again.
ho ho, a
And
pirate's
when you're a
life.
professional pirate, that's right, folks. It's Muppet Treasure Island, the movie that got me obsessed with the Muppets. I had heard about the Muppets before. I think I'd seen a movie or some of the show, but this. Well, a take on Treasure Island. In fact, this was also my introduction to the Treasure Island story in general. Yeah, before I knew there was actually a Treasure Island story that this was based off
It's
of.
actually not a bad one. It's actually not a bad one. I don't know if I don't know if Shiro have seen and Tim have seen this movie. Have you?
No, the only
No.
For a
the only
Muppet
major
movie,
Muppet movie is go ahead.
obviously,
Okay,
obviously takes some liberties here and there, but surprisingly, it's actually pretty faithful to how the book goes for the most part.
Considering it's Muppets, I'm guessing it takes a more comedic.
Well, obviously, it does have plenty of comedy tale, but it does have its heartfelt and serious moments here and there for the sake of.
Tio. Let me just say, this is one of the darkest Muppets movies out there. Like, let me remind you, Muppets was as a franchise was not necessarily made with kids in mind. It just happened to appeal to a lot of kids.
I know what Jim Henson is capable of thanks to the Dark Crystal and Labyrinth. So
Well,
yeah.
technically, Teo, this was directed by Brian Hansen, his son, but I know what you mean.
Okay.
Don't worry though, his
Like
son
father,
still
like son, I
maintains the
guess?
charm. Basically, this was a critical success. It was a good enough financial one. It on budget of $31 million. It made 33 point. I mean,
That's
no wait. It made 34.3 million at the box office.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite double, but at least it was still at an overall profit. But all the same, though, this one has a lot of acclaim across the internet. It's what we call a cult classic. It may not be the
basically.
most popular movie from what I figured out, but it's definitely one that stayed popular, especially with a lot of parodies made off of the infamous song Professional Pirate, to the point where the gaming community even made their own take on it, which you can easily find on YouTube for obvious reasons.
Yeah, the songs for this movie are great. You'll see.
So, without further ado, start on the classic Disney logo because, yeah, this is one of the rare Blu-rays that actually maintains that original 2D animated Disney logo.
Usually Disney replaces it with the new CGI logo that they have, but for more subdued releases that are just released, normally without any, because they know that the movie's not exactly popular, they usually don't even bother putting the new logo just for the sake of saving money.
I wouldn't say it was so much a case of them thinking this movie wasn't popular. It is. I think it was more so a case of them not having to do as much remastering as, say, with their Toy Story remake because this one's live action. And I'll have to say, this movie aged like fine wine in the looks department.
Well, it's a Muppet movie. Practical effects always wage well. But anyway, let's start.
All right. 3, 2, 1, click.
So the only actual movie that I saw with Muppet was Muppet Christmas Carol.
I'd say in terms of Muppets movies that adapt classic fairy tales or whatnot, this is the best.
As for Treasure Island, well, obviously it's not Treasure Planet, but surprisingly enough, Treasure Planet was actually one of the books that I had to read back in elementary school. The first one was actually The Hobbit.
The Jim Henson Productions logo, always a treat.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's start off with an opening soundtrack.
Let me check who's the composer of this.
The composer was, if I remember correctly, was Hans Zimmer.
This sounds like his style, so I'm not
Let
surprised.
me check, since I have this on my smartphone.
Strangely enough, I actually remember a lot of ads for this, despite it not having.
And of course, we have
Tim Curry as Lon Johnson. That is the greatest casting decision in the history of casting.
The voice Captain Smollett. And
Miss Piggy is
Benjamina Gunn. That's right, Teo. Ben Gunn is Benjamina Gunn here.
Anyway, yeah, the score is by Hans Zimmer.
And yes, Bill Connolly will be playing Billy Bones. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, it's introducing Kevin Bishop. Isn't he going to become such an amazing actor?
Oh, yep.
Exactly. Thanks to
Hans Zimmer. However, there were two people who did the songwriting for this.
Yeah, they just showed it earlier. I don't know who they are.
Which is a shame, because this opening song, as you'll see, is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So we start off with, what else? Pirates about to go bury some treasure.
Of course.
And listen to the lyrics. They're pretty dark. Oh, he's not kidding. This thing gets pretty dark. Forget what this movie was rated, if it was rated G or PG.
Well, back then PG meant something, so who knows.
You know, for kids.
For me, it's not that much, but I know that in American culture, mentioning Helen Devil is a big no-no in kid stuff, so yeah.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we're thankfully a lot more lenient on it since you see it a lot more, but yeah,
At
like
the time of this release, though.
Yeah. We're in for a treat, aren't we?
One more time, yes.
It's a pretty grayed out orchestra that even
I
features some
think
electric
it
guitar.
works better a bit because it's not the actual pirates who are doing this, but elements in the background.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's one of the keys of a Muppet movie. Oh, but also the dead sing too.
Of course.
Well, you know what they say, dead men tell no tales.
Yeah.
And now this turn into the gladiator.
All right, gentlemen, you've had a long day of hard work. Now let's give you your reward.
Yes.
Of course.
Gotta
You're
keep
fired.
the secret somehow.
You know too much.
We've heard it before. Song and everything. There you
He
have
just
it.
sings it every time.
Oh, I'm sure he has no future whatsoever.
Okay, allow me. Jim Hawkins is
I'll
playing.
admit, I thought this was a girl the first time.
Yes, I was about to get to that. Okay, Jim Hawkins in this movie is played by Kevin Bishop, a newcomer at the time, and yes,
This
and
was supposed to be his.
he
his
looked
break.
okay. And no offense to him, I'm sure he's a nice dude, but he looks and sounds like a girl.
And puberty hit him like a ton of bricks after this movie. See,
Alright.
here's the thing. This movie, to get him on the map, here's the problem. He was put on the map for his voice and stature. When puberty got rid of that, well...
Just wait,
Yeah.
just wait till you hear him singing. Like seriously, he looks
Well,
like.
I mean, he's a prepubescent boy.
Okay.
How old was he at the time? Let me check.
He was born in 1980, so 16.
Okay, no,
Wait.
Shiroi.
Wow,
By the
puberty hit him late. Jesus.
exactly, Shiroi. That's not a prepubescent boy. He's 16. By that point, he's at the age.
Get it? It's a pigsty.
This kid, Shiroi, is at the age where he's constantly buying porno mags. He's not the prepubescent boy.
Well, I guess Jim Hawkins is supposed to be usually young, so he looks the part and sounds it.
Again, don't get me wrong. He's not a bad actor. It's just that
Oh no, he's a great actor. The problem is that
His
Jim-
voice kind of threw you off a bit.
it throws you off because he's supposed to be a 16-year-old, well, young man at this point, and he sounds like a 10-year-old, 12-year-old girl.
okay. To be fair, did they state the age of Jim in this movie? Because the age of Jim Hawkins tends to fluctuate.
True, but they never specify the age in this movie, so I'm assuming he's supposed to be 16 in the plot as well.
The actor still had some sort of a career, but it's mostly stuff that's not known. So
I'm gonna assume that they weren't trying to pass him off as 16. I mean, until they stayed in age, but whatever. I mean, okay, like I said, he's great for this role. The problem is that this role is what defined him. So when he couldn't, provide this kind of voice and look, he had to.
Again,
he had a bit of a.
I want to stress this. He's not a bad actor. He's not even a bad singer. He actually sings and acts pretty well in this movie. The problem is that his voice. Again, that's not his fault. For the record, it's not his fault. Obviously, he's not. It's just that it can be a bit it can be a bit distracting sometimes.
Okay. I think the best way to describe this is imagine an actor who was definitely on the top of the game when they were a kid, but as soon as puberty messed up their usual style of acting, they had to adapt. That's kind of what this is.
Okay, so the basic plot is that Jim Hawkins has two best friends, Gonzo and Rizzo the Rat, still played by the same Muppeteers who have always played them, Dave Goelz and Steve Whitmire.
Wigs of Death?
I know. Ever since 2017, because of Steve Whitmire's controversy, ever since then, Matt Vogel replaced.
Okay,
let's listen to his singing.
oh my.
Yeah, in terms of mistaking him for a girl, he literally has his own Disney princess song.
Larsa Solidor.
I don't think he sounds like a girl, but his voice is high-pitched for his age.
His balls haven't dropped, and he's 16. You'd think by this point his balls have dropped.
Yeah, as a kid, I always thought he was kind of a girl until a certain bit. But yeah, now that I'm older, I can definitely
the
tell.
role of a boy soprano in musical numbers.
Yeah, it's not even just the voice. Like even his overall, again, no disrespect to him. I'm sure he's a nice dude, but even his overall figure looks very like seriously. All you need, you could seriously pass off for a girl.
Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, for the record. I'm just saying that it's a bit weird.
Well, to its credit, even the movie pokes fun at that. Speaking of which, back to the
True.
movie. Yeah, this song is basically "There's Gotta Be Something Better," and I'll say this:
it's the "I Want More" song, basically.
Yeah, I was about to.
But I was gonna, he even gets the Disney Princess, the "I Want" song.
Exactly like I said. I'll admit, as far as Disney Princess "I Want More" songs go, this one sounds pretty awesome.
I mean, even in the original tale, the character of Jimmy is essentially that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's stuck in a life that he doesn't want, and he just wants more.
Like I said,
Yeah.
You can't have a Disney movie without an "I Want" song.
Yeah, like I said, this, despite being a Muppet movie, it's surprisingly faithful to the book. It's kind of like how D'Artagnan, despite being a cartoon with dogs, was surprisingly dark and faithful to the original Three Musketeers novel.
Yeah. And high note.
Ten.
I'm sure this would be Glitz's favorite character.
There you go. That's literally me.
This running gag. Basically, Mrs. Bulveridge, for some reason, she has superhuman hearing, and she can always hear them from incredibly far away, as you'll see.
Speaking of ultra hairy, we're about to run.
I love this character. Hold on. Remember One-Eyed P from the book too?
Yeah.
Well, let's check out the Muppets' interpretation of that character. Blind Pew, that's it.
The blind one.
Blind Pew, that's it. I mistook with the name, sorry.
Oh!
Ooh.
Get it? He's blind. Ha ha ha.
Shh.
They prefer visually challenged fiends.
Topical.
I am using that from now on.
It's one of those blind demons. Actually, I think they prefer visually challenged fiend. Billy Bones. I love how even though the moose is stuffed. Hold on.
Oh jeez.
His face says it all.
However, since he's blind, obviously he's got really good hearing, as you're about to see.
And he's a ninja also.
He's very good with hearing. Wow. It was very naughty.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
By the way, I love the scream that Billy Bones is about to get. Oh, hold on, not this one.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Hold on. I love this guy's reaction to the black spot. Just listen. This is hilarious.
I think he's having a seizure.
Hold on, Jira. Hold on. That's some amazing overacting.
Yeah.
The black spot! Ah! Yes, a pirate's death sentence, for those who don't know. Underwear.
That's important.
Oh god, what a bad time for a seizure and heart attack.
Oh wow, he is actually having a seizure this time.
Hold on.
You can't have death in a kids movie. Oh, sorry, I guess Lion King didn't get the memo.
I think we lost that at the song that had murder in it at the beginning.
He's Jimmy
Yeah.
Jim. Okay, hold on.
Jimmy Jim.
Yes, we get it. Okay. So yeah, this is pretty much kind of like how it was in the book. Billy Bones dies, and he trusts Jim with the treasure map. Harry can.
This movie is very good with its referential humor.
Oh
and
yeah.
It's still timeless.
Well, that's what the Muppets
Ooh,
franchise is.
there's the iconic map.
Well, Joe, that's one of the trademarks of the Muppet franchise, anyway. The one-legged man.
Also known as the Cyborg in Treasure Planet.
There you go, some PSA for kids.
Hold
'Cause
on,
they
hold
have
on,
to.
hold on. And he dies.
Loses what?
He died of...
Run! Hide your kids!
I guess he died of Disney-itis? I don't know.
Well,
Disney-itis.
he had a heart attack, I guess. Something.
Remember, Disney doesn't show the dead bodies normally.
Hold on.
Oh boy.
It's a bit late for that.
So yeah, obviously the one-legged man was foreshadowing for Lon Johnson. Again, for a Muppet movie, this is surprisingly faithful to the book.
Oh yeah.
You'd think it would be like a spoof movie of sorts, but
Yeah.
but no, they actually do a good job in following up with the basic plot points.
Mm-hmm.
It does kind of have, parody humor, though. still.
Mrs. Belbridge is amazing. You'll see.
Who's she played by?
Hold on.
Oh, look at the time.
Jennifer Saunders, Jovah.
Jennifer Saunders.
yeah. She's a classic.
I don't think that's how it works, but
Oh boy.
I'm by no means a gun expert, but I'm pretty sure that's not what you do with gunpowder.
They're not girls. Are they, Shiroi?
Whatever.
Oh boy.
Oh.
All right, that's okay. Mrs. Wolveridge is gonna take care of all of them.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh! She's dealt with ingrates
Listen,
before.
you don't fuck with a Scottish mother. You just don't.
Especially one who's just been
Oh.
woken up in the middle of the night.
Jesus Christ! She's literally physically assaulting the pirates.
No wonder this movie failed financially. The parents didn't want their children seeing this.
Uh-oh. I've seen enough Wile E. Coyote skits to know where this goes.
Yes.
It's
It's a persistent fuse. Uh-oh.
I guess I done goofed.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Well, so goes there goes the end. Hold on.
It's you,
Never
dude.
hear from him
Poor,
again.
poor blind Pew. Hold on. Yep.
and cut. Oh,
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Hold on. What about Mrs. Bulfridge?
oh,
Oh.
Shit.
okay.
She literally broke through stone there.
Again, the woman has superhuman hearing, apparently.
And strength by the looks of it.
Okay, so anyone who is familiar with the book will know that he's going to meet a specific someone who is familiar with treasures. Let's see. So, Theo, take a wild guess. Who plays the next character? Miss Trelawney here. Theo?
I wonder. Oh, well, no, it's referring to just one guy. Otherwise, I would have thought Starford and Walder. Hello.
Squire Trelawney. So, which Muppet did they get to play
About
Squire
that.
Trelawney?
Hey.
Okay.
Gotta.
Oh, okay.
Might as well.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
Fozzie.
of course. It's
Wait,
Fozzie.
Fozzie.
Yep.
Hold on, listen here.
Oh, God.
I don't know what's weirder, the fact that he lives in his finger or the fact that he's called Mr. Bimbo.
Oh, of course. Of
Hey, Baker.
course. Hey, Baker. Basically, Theo, the running gag between these two is that he's a scientist and he's the guinea pig. Beaker, I mean.
Of course.
And Beaky doesn't really speak English.
Even in their Treasure Island personas, they still do the same shit.
Well, that's actually the thing. A lot of the Muppets characters still have a lot of their iconic traits, just transposed into classic times.
Mm-hmm.
Including the special duo. Who we'll
Ocean,
see
Ocean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Theo, I'm starting to think he's not the right person to finance our trip.
I'm starting to think they just get out of that building.
Gentlemen, you know the terms beggars can't be choosers? Well, we're up the creek without a paddle.
Yeah,
We're screwed.
Yeah, that's true. They have no one else to go for. Hold on, here you go.
On the other hand, someone who's smarter may have questioned the validity.
So yeah, we managed to get ourselves a ship thanks to Squire and Mr. Bimbo.
It's no Black Pearl, but it's still awesome.
Yeah.
This duo.
There you go. Oh.
Fourth wall humor. Muppet movies are keen for that.
Well, yeah, that's kind of part of it. Yeah.
And all it took was us nearly getting killed by pirates last night.
Okay.
What's that? It sounds like an all-star guest actor.
Hmm.
Oh, hi, Tim Curry.
They could,
Yeah, I can already tell that he's having fun with his role.
they could not have picked a better role. I think it also helped that he did a take on the Pirate King from Pirates of Penzance around this time, so yeah, he already had some practice with pirates, and even still, it's Tim flipping Curry. He could probably do this in his sleep. True.
Hold on.
Oh, hello.
There you go, Tim. Instead of having a parrot, he has a lobster.
Lobster.
Makes sense.
And of course, the lobster as a hook. Give me a break.
Get it? Get it? Because we're a Disney movie. Ha 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 ha.
Don't worry, you'll be owned by Disney soon too.
Actually,
It
they
helps
already
just like the rest of the
They already
world.
were.
they already were Jovah.
I know, guys, I know. I'm pretending that they're saying that to any other franchise.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
The
one leg.
the one-legged man.
Yeah.
Nothing.
One of the primary things that makes Lon Johnson such a great character in the book is that the fact that he's incredibly charming, while at the same time, of course, having a dark side that gets revealed over the course of the story. And Tim Curry is the perfect actor to display that type of performance. So brilliant casting on the part of the director.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Sam the Eagle is Mr. Arrow. Oh, the captain!
boy.
The captain approaches.
I wonder.
He's very serious.
It's not like the opening credits already spoiled it. Hold on.
You really don't
Oh,
want to
I
make him mad.
love the punchline. He's got demons? Cool.
This guy certainly knows how to make an entrance.
Totally not a fake out, we swear.
Totally.
Ooh, get off the stage! I mean, even if they didn't reveal it ahead of time, would you have expected anyone else?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing about Mr. Arrow in this movie. Mr. Arrow has a fucking bloodlust. He wants to kill the various... sometimes he just goes on these times where he wants to kill somebody for little to no reason.
Don't you see, Pedro? He's just anticipating what the captain would want, even though that's
Sure.
not what the captain wants.
I'm sure that's what he tells himself at night, I guess.
Whatever helps you sleep, dude.
Yeah.
He's played by Tim Curry, kid.
Well, remember, Ted, that's kind of the whole part. You're supposed to be deceived
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
Also, don't anger somebody who handles your food.
I guess luckily for me, this was back when Treasure Island wasn't as much a household name to the point where everyone and their mom knew how the story went. Nowadays, everyone does, thanks to the likes of this movie and Treasure Planet, ironically. So, of course, Rizzo is going to maintain that they get finances. Even if they don't find the treasure, he's making a cruise out of it.
Hold on, listen.
Jesus. There's paraphrasing, and then there's
Yeah.
just...
Mr. Arrow, I think you need to sit down and drink some hot chocolate. Calm the fuck down.
I will make you some tea.
Also, that's a nice homage to Titanic there.
And now, one of my favorite songs.
You're no fun.
You're a killjoy, dude.
We are professionally trained for this. I cannot
falling. That's what you're gonna call it.
You'll remember it eventually.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Death by hanging. For kids.
Where the hell did all of that come from?
Shiro,
It's a dark sense of humor.
Shiro. It's like those. It's like
Oh,
those.
it is.
Sheesh, right? It's like those three are bad guys or something.
Margaritas? Well, sign me up.
You don't drink.
Hey-ho, we'll go.
Or does it not matter when you're a pirate?
And of
Sure,
course,
we're not
Satellite,
pirates.
and of course, Satellite and Waldorf are the fucking at front of the ship.
Also, you can clearly tell when the poor kid was dubbed. He dubbed himself over imposter.
Let Tim show you how it's done.
I cannot recommend enough the soundtrack for this movie. It is such a delight to listen to.
It is. We usually just ignore him too.
He's paying for our journey, so we can't mention it.
All right, so now a roll call so we can introduce all the characters. Let's see.
All right.
I love this one. This is hilarious. Just listen.
Okay. What?
I think somebody wasted a seat here.
Headless Bill. Headless Bill. Where's Headless
Oh.
Bill?
There you go.
Oh.
Okay.
What?
Names could deceive. If names could deceive.
And now Smollett is about to showcase to demonstrate the reaction of the audience, as you're about to see.
Yes. So, about the woman, if that even is a woman, because she clearly has a man's voice, in which case that is some
Your
pretty
finger
dang-
hired the crew? Of course.
Oh, did he now?
Can we remove his finger to just take a look?
This is actually really clever because, yes, in the original book, yes, it was Long John Silver who, of course, managed to sweet talk the people in charge to hire that specific crew. But they do a good job in establishing that, while at the same time having some comedy while they're at it.
All of it.
That sounds fancy.
Don't throw it off the window. Yeah, true, I guess.
Yeah. The last thing you want is an entire crew drunk.
Just be glad you're not against the wind.
Being on the boat will make you seasick
You know,
anyway.
it's quite interesting
You don't need the
watch-
alcohol.
You know, it's interesting watching this as an adult and now getting all the adult things mentioned in this movie, because holy cow, there's
A lot of Disney movies are like that, surprisingly.
Well, the
But
Muppet
this
movies
feels
are
like-
always full of adult jokes for the audience, because the Muppets, unlike what this terrible Office ripoff show would tell you, the Muppets are not only for adults; they're for families.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, but don't we know that Gonzo's really an alien?
No, that's the thing, Jovah. We usually like to pretend that Muppets in Space doesn't exist because it's
Which
terrible.
is weird. That's the movie that they actually advertised a lot. Yeah, what a shock. Turned out to end up be crap.
We'll get to it.
Not a fan.
No, well, that's a thing. It's regarded as one of the worst Muppet movies, Jovah.
I have no idea what it is like.
Basically, Tio, it's where we discover Gonzo's origins.
And okay, I can understand them eventually ending the running gag just for the sake of giving Gonzo some more development. But the direction they took was so. We'll get to it.
I always thought it was like a fly because the nose and the gray.
You'll see.
There you go. Here's a bonding moment between the two, obviously, because the heart of the original story is the friendship between these two. So obviously, you have
and the fact that Silver becomes a sort of father figure that was missing from Jim's life.
Yeah, there you go. He's gonna teach him how to check his direction.
Awkward. Did I mention that his father's dead?
Well, of course, he's a Disney princess. So.
Well, it's different from Treasure Planet, where his dad outright divorces his mom.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be a princess, Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and now with the Super Crown, your dreams can be made true.
Actually, Tumblr kind of destroyed all those dreams.
Hey, Shira.
That's what Twitter...
Hold
on. This is important. The Polaris and North Star. Yeah.
That's how people used to, there you go, navigate back then.
It's good that you learned something. Also, Shiroi, Reddit.
Oh.
Well, what did you guys think you were sailing for in the first place?
They were never told. The crew is usually not told about because they're just the crew.
It's all their business, so yeah.
Weird.
Even he just said it. Even he just said it.
So does this mean that the song lied to us? I thought that they all knew they were sailing for adventure on the Great Blue Sea.
Well, they said with that, but they didn't mention.
That's what we had to tell them.
What? That wasn't good enough for them? For shame.
Hey, Shira, I just thought of something. Maybe this movie was ahead of its time by being progressive and having the first boy Disney princess. Who says princesses have to be boys? Sorry, girls. Who says princesses have to be girls?
And they're continuing that trend with Mako from Star vs. the Forces of Evil.
There you go, then.
Yeah. Okay, so Benjamin from the original tale got a bit of a gender bending for this.
Yeah, Benjamin Gunn, aka Miss Piggy. Basically, Teo, this is kind of a thing about the Muppet franchise. Even though Kermit and Piggy love each other, they're always having trouble with their relationship and always being separate for some reason, and eventually
they have a very unstable, unhealthy relationship.
Yes, basically.
Aww.
But they love each other so much, Hiroi.
Piggy loves herself.
No, actually, Piggy loves Kermit. I assure you. It's not that. It's not that.
I know.
The 2011 movie used this as a travel by map joke. The 2011 movie by Jason Segel, that's the one that best depicts the character relationship between those two, I would argue. Whatever floats your boat, Gonzo.
That's quite a vivid imagination.
Jeez.
Oh, I love the joke here.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Hold on, Tim.
Yeah, you just have to wait a couple of millennia.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Busted. Don't put your hand in the...
hands there.
Smollett doesn't approve of this situation.
No.
Okay, in the book, Captain Smollett was a good-hearted and but still very determined captain, and this movie will also depict him as such in the following scene. But first, let's fix Gonzo, because yeah, there we go.
Thanks, speaker. Never mind that.
That's baggage. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's for the better.
I mean, your two friends nearly got killed over it.
All right, and now we're gonna get my favorite song.
Oh, this one's your favorite.
Get ready to, because this movie also has a big-lipped alligator moment.
But one that's actually plot relevant.
Not just
as plot relevant as you
Hey,
can
hey,
get.
any excuse for a song like this is good in my book.
So yeah, the wind is pretty much dead. They ain't moving an inch.
Yeah, which means they've spent days stopped without moving. So,
6 weeks.
actually, no, Jovah, that's since they left. 5 days since they had a breeze. There you go. They've been stuck in here for 5 days.
Well, remember, I mean, it's been 6 weeks since they left Good. So
I know,
yeah,
I know,
that's
but he did say 5 days since we had a breeze, so they've been stopped in the same place for 5 days.
What the fuck?
Everybody sing along!
Cabin fever!
Okay.
You may want to get that
Okay.
checked out.
For those who don't know, cabin fever is an actual condition that involves that affected sailors back in the day.
Yeah.
Yep, they could get pretty loopy.
I don't think it does this though.
Well, sure, we're taking some liberties.
Yeah, there's taking liberties and then there's doing whatever the fuck this is.
Cabin fever. Partner over the side.
No people were
Drop
hurt
him
in
in the
the making of
drink.
this.
So that's how British people go nuts. They just stand there and drink tea.
Because they need to be polite.
No, we run out of tea. That's what happens.
It was on us.
And
then it died.
okay.
Hold on. There you go. Now you cannot unsee it.
Hey, where's that ugly girl, guy again?
Maybe she got thrown overboard. I don't know.
I'd rather be seeing her wearing those than...
We're not,
Not
all
all there in the head.
there. I love the final verse though. Cabin fever. Oh look, the wind is back.
Wow, this is embarrassing.
Um,
Let us never speak of this again.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought we agreed never to speak of that again. You know something's wrong when Tim Curry is calling
he's
you
yelling at you.
villainous.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Well-
laugh is so trustworthy.
Well, Taya, you already know how the story
yeah,
goes
totally.
anyway.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
On a foggy night where nothing dastardly is sure to go up.
Oh no,
Totally.
definitely, totally.
It's just for aesthetics.
Believe it or not, they're actually going to subvert what happens. You'll see.
All right.
But it's not going to become obvious until later on in the movie, though.
I don't know what's worse, leaky lifeboats or not having enough lifeboats.
They should have used the flexi tape.
They should have. Can't be too careful.
Oh.
So yeah, Mr. Harrow's testing out the lifeboats.
It's a boat. Ah,
Yeah.
True. This, of course, goes along with his character from the book. One of the great things about Long John Silver as a villain is that he's incredibly charming, and he uses those charms to manipulate people around him.
Yep.
Again, like I said, they do actually a surprisingly great job following up the basic points of the characters of the book. I mean, for you'd expect this to be like a full blown spoof, but no, it's not. And of course, he lied to everybody, saying that he fell overboard and died. Yeah.
Well, dang. Pretty sure it claimed some other people during that cabin fever song.
But that was during cabin fever, Jovah. So we didn't notice it. Oh, how nice.
Aww.
very considerate.
Oh man.
So yeah, there's also
You don't laugh maniacally until you leave the room. God.
well, remember, sure, if that's one thing we already learned from these three, that they're not very good at this. So
Yep. Oh, there you go.
You know, the funny thing is that Mr. Arrow in the original novel is nowhere near as charming as the film adaptations make it. Like in the original story.
Jovah, not for nothing, but this version of Arrow has a fucking insatiable bloodlust, so it's not like this guy's exactly Mr. Charming.
Well, basically, in the original novel, Mr. Arrow is actually an alcoholic and practically useless as a first mate.
Well, true, but that's a bit too risque, even for a Muppet movie, so we gotta change that.
We've mentioned booze plenty of times. There's also the fact that Long John Silver doesn't even have to get rid of Arrow. Arrow just goes missing before they even get to the island.
Okay, Jovah, here, let's announce our evil plan right here out loud. It's not like everybody, it's not like the walls have ears or anything.
Cool.
And speak of the island. There it is.
You know, funnily enough, Treasure Planet actually took more inspiration from this movie on their characterization of Mr. Arrow than they did from the original tale. Which, I don't blame them.
Well, like I said, the original Mr. Arrow was not exactly family-friendly material, so obviously you gotta change at least some aspects of him.
Well, I mean, the fact that he was useless too probably wasn't the best either. Like I said, Long John Silver doesn't even have to set him up. He just goes missing for reasons unknown.
There you go, so Jim Hawkins just warned Captain Smollett about it, so... But Captain Smollett actually has a plan for how to deal with the bad guys. Let's see. Hold on.
You should know, Silver's in his name. He's really good at this, I'll give him that.
How can you say no to that face?
I mean, it's not like a cripple could do anything maniacal. Like grab you aboard and take you along with the pirates to have you as leverage.
There you go.
Bye!
Just in case...
You should have thrown it at him.
Just in case the captain tries to pull a fast one on him, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's actually a pretty smart plan on Captain Smollett. The problem is that Silver is also really smart. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, despite the lack of subtleties, this plot actually makes sense. Like, sure, no one's really been subtle, but it's done in a way where nobody looks stupid for it. Except
It's
for the people
writing
who
with
are
its lack of
idiots.
subtlety.
Speaking of which,
Okay, then.
how do you
I
go?
love this line. I love this line coming up.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just play along.
Never get involved in politics. Words
Hey,
to
animal.
live by.
All right, Joe. I'm guessing this upcoming one is your favorite.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I think this what's coming may be the song that pretty much. Oh.
So we've got Tim Curry as a pirate captain.
I know. Every time Tim Curry smiles, some form of life dies in the world.
I don't know too.
I think it's the opposite.
I think-
Whenever
yeah,
he
I agree.
smiles and-
Because of being scared. That's what I mean. Oh.
For shame.
Bless you, Tim.
We're professional pirates.
Or you will be
Oh.
dead wrong, I guess.
Okay, this is my favorite song, and normally this is the song that anyone who's seen this movie will remember in a
Liberation.
heartbeat. Huh, sounds interesting. You hear that, gamers? Professional piracy for everyone!
Yay!
I'm sure Nathan idolizes him too.
Well, remember that particular glimpse that he just told was also told in the Uncharted series. So
This song is just awesome. The melody, the lyrics, and everything. And hey, it's Tim Curry as a pirate singing. What more could you ask for?
yeah.
He literally says it. Step aside, lads. This is my only musical number.
Yeah.
Ooh. Have I mentioned that goat reminds me of Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Never. Well, I'm convinced. Clueless Morgan. Huh. Yeah, at least 15 of them died. Thanks to Flint himself. When you're a professional pirate, always in the best of company. Well, that went out with a bang.
Well, you had fun, didn't you?
Who could not love that song? Well, I guess the game companies. Man, Silver's just 2 steps ahead for a guy with with one lost foot. Relatable.
Poor Rizzo.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Oh boy. Aw, isn't that nice?
Spam.
of course.
We're not like the Pilgrims, after all.
All right, let's go. Boom, shakalaka, boom, shakalaka.
Oh, hey, Totem Heads. Haven't seen you since the first song. Well, they may be cannibals, but they've got a good beat going.
Yeah, shakalaka.
Who said cannibals can't have rhythm?
Food is to die for. Even on a deserted island, she still has time for fashion.
Graceful as always.
Yeah, knock it off. Okay, this was still back when Miss Piggy was still played by Frank Oz. The original Miss Piggy.
Yep, by a man.
Well, Eric Jacobson, the one who plays her, is also a man. Jovah. Miss Piggy has always been played by a man.
Yeah.
And
Oh, wow.
classic.
What did you do?
That's a running gag, Shiroi.
We'll see.
Every time Miss Piggy gets mad,
Oh.
yeah,
girlfriend.
exactly, old girlfriend, exactly. Basically, Shiroi, every time Miss Piggy gets angry, that's her signature attack, basically.
Unless
also-
she gets feral about it.
She basically does that in practically every one of the movies.
Except for Muppets in Space where she has a cat fight.
We don't talk.
But Pedro, I thought you'd have loved a cat fight between her and a glorious actress. I forget her name.
So yeah, in a fit of rage, Long John just found the entrance to the treasure cave. Okay,
Right
convenient.
on.
Treasure buried here.
Huh. Already dug up.
Okay.
Well, that's suspicious.
Teo knows the book. Teo knows the book, so I'm certain he knows who has the treasure.
Yep.
Here's a hint: we've already met that character that has the treasure right now. It's not that hard to guess when you think about it.
Let's wait and see. Uh-oh.
Mutiny.
Thanks.
Thanks, I guess.
That's
Well-
one thing I like about Long John Silver. He actually did mean it when he meant he was growing closer
Well,
to the lad.
the thing about the story of these two, Shiro, is always like that. Whereas Long John is trying to use Jim Hawkins for his purposes. Oh, hi, Swedish chef.
My favorite, actually.
Well, they're cannibals, but they're very sophisticated about it. Oh!
Well, if he's your favorite, you're probably like this. Basically, there was a comedy skit here in my country where we were making fun of an actual.
Oh, wait, this bit.
Oh yeah, this one. Yeah,
Who died?
listen here. Hold on.
He shot
no.
the skeleton.
Hold on.
Why did we bring him for this?
Oh yeah, right.
Well, that's disrespectful.
Hey, he can bury himself.
Oh, wow.
The black spot.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a big no-no. He's playing on their suspicions.
Yeah, one of the common things is that pirates are superstitious, and Long John knows that. So.
Religion! Huh, kudos. They brought in religion without making a joke of it. Well, technically a joke, but it's done in good taste. Okay. My two favorite takes on Long John Silver are the one from Treasure Planet and, of course, this one. Like, here we literally get to see how smart he is picking the stuff up on the fly. You sure we see this in the story as well, but this one really emphasizes on it.
Yeah.
Ah, man. Well, speak of a devil, that
Look at-
lifeboat really is safe.
Blast this lifeboat.
I'll say, how long did that last?
A long time. Well,
Wait.
that means it works, I guess.
By the way, silver may not be trustworthy, Mr. O just found out.
All right,
Ooh.
now step along, see?
Fourth wall, bye.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh.
But I don't like lemon cake.
Yeah, bit of a take.
Hold
Usually
on.
Benj... Oh,
Hold on.
God.
There you go. That's how she got that's how she came to live in this desert island.
Oh. How much of that did you guys hear?
Enough.
Hold on, this one. Listen.
Oh!
Hold on, listen.
Oh my god.
How many men were you seeing, woman?
I love that line. I'm a pig. I need commitment.
Well, he does raise a good point. You gotta be very, 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 very committed to marry a pig. No offense, you look cute. You
Bye-bye.
see, kids, boom boom sticks beat regular sticks.
Don't bring a stick to a gunfight.
You just had to accessorize. That's an April May excuse out of Ace Attorney, and you know it.
So yeah, Benjamin Gunn is the one who found the treasure.
Yep, sort of similar when it's Ben Gunn, but obviously they had to make some changes.
Well, she's still the same basic character. They just changed it so that she's Miss Piggy, basically.
And that she's the captain's old girlfriend and fiance, which pretty sure Ben Gunn wasn't.
No. It's for the sake of. It's for the sake.
Now, how do we trick these pirates off the ship?
It was for the sake of having Miss Piggy in the movie in some way.
Oh, I have no problems with that whatsoever. Although this is kind of how I got it. Funnily enough, this is the first take on Treasure Island I ever saw.
Hold on. Taking advantage of their superstition.
Oh.
Remember, Shirai, pirates are incredibly superstitious. They'll believe this kind of shit.
They're probably gonna die overboard, though.
Nah, they just gotta swim for it. Hopefully. If we ever see them again. Oh god, they may be dead.
Yeah. Kids movie, huh?
Yeah.
He died? And this was supposed to be a kid's movie.
Aw, she really did love him. I love the fact that it's the pig who's spitting out after that kiss.
Oh.
Yeah.
You think?
No kidding.
And the path to that future is through a flame.
Oh.
Aww.
Till death do us part. Which may be pretty soon. But that doesn't mean we don't have time for a song. You know, as far as love songs go while being dangled over a cliff about to die, this is pretty good. No, seriously, it takes a lot of skill to sing while upside down. Finally, they got the treasure. This calls for a montage. And of course, Tim Curry having a ball.
That face.
Aww.
Oh, nice.
Where is all that treasure even falling from?
Even seems so near.
Speaking of heaven seeming so near. We'll be just fine, guys.
Totally.
Maybe not.
I mean, at least the ropes waited for them to finish their power ballad.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Very considerate.
I love Smalley's face here.
For the power of love. Those are some rare eyes if ever I've seen some.
I think gravity's having unfortunate effects on you.
Yeah. Well, your mate thought it was actually the ghost of Captain Arrow, but I digress. Of course, he's smart for that. Priorities, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing about Long John Silver. He is absolutely determined to get that treasure.
Well, yeah, he's a pirate. Pirates are greedy.
Oh, he's given up quite a few things chasing that dream, too.
And killed a few people along the way.
Well, it's quite a way to go.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. I love this payoff with Stellan Waldorf.
Wait for it. Oh, crud. Oh!
Alright, time for the action-packed climax.
Oh, yeah.
Can I have a pirate movie without a swashbuckling sword fight?
True that. You were being nice before? Ooh.
Oh.
Not every day you can say you got your crotch kicked in by a slice of bacon.
Mm.
He's a very agile kid. Even when giving up, he's clueless.
And now Mr. Bimbo will fight. Oh. I guess. Oh shit! Well now, oh.
Thanks.
Aw.
How nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Like how Silver's like, why do I even bother? Might as well use those frog legs to some good use.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Really? We'll agree to disagree. I'm Malcolm X. No, I'm Malcolm X.
I am Spartacus.
Going somewhere, John?
I don't want to imagine what they did those lovely nights to come up with pet names like that. Common sense dictates that I surrender.
There we go. Oh, this one. And he gets beat the crap out of for it. You're the villain. You're not supposed to learn valuable lessons. Oh, but wait. Yeah, he still has the keys.
He doesn't give up. Reasonable.
I mean, anyone would.
You know, he kind of has a point. If it weren't for Silver, Jim would have died. Ironic, ain't it?
I mean, you
Hold on.
also shouldn't be shouting about any of this.
Hold on.
Aww. Almost forgot. This is a sign of goodwill. It's a compass.
The compass, yep. Again, I gotta commend the movie for still representing the complicated relationship that these two had in the book.
I mean, even though they were friends, it can't exactly have a happy ending, all things considered. Well, complete app.
Oh,
Eh? Oh, the irony! The one my Colt Silver took was unsafe.
Oh dear.
can you say can you say karma is a bitch?
Oh, looks like a smart plan.
that ain't gonna work, dude.
But hey, he's got one solace, the island.
Which means now he has to live in the treasure island without any
Even
treasure.
worse. Yeah, exactly.
Well, even if he had the treasure, it's not like he could spend it.
Well, now he can't. He ain't getting that treasure anymore. Oh, and now they're married.
That's always how it is, Jovah. They always work out their problems in the end.
So I guess now it's just adventure time now.
Yes, to wherever the wind may take us. All right. By the way, there's a mid-credits scene of sorts. So
You'll
stick
definitely want to
around.
stick around for the credits.
Kermit is going to join the Avengers. But guess what? The rats salvaged the treasure.
So look at that. The good guys get the treasure after all. Guess it just shows crime don't pay.
The end.
Or is it?
Well, it's the end of the movie, but there's still one more thing to address. The Muppet performers, yeah. They have goals, yeah.
There's a nice closing shot if ever I've seen one.
All right, there you go. It's still going to be a bit before the mid-credits scene, so Shira, why don't you start with your final thoughts since you're usually quick?
Well, that was a lot of fun, actually. I mean,
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
music, like the soundtrack was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone looked like they had a lot of fun, and yeah, it was just an all-around really funny film. And yeah, I mean, a lot darker than other Muppets movies, I guess, but it's not that dark. It is when you're purely thinking of its demographic, I guess.
It's dark mainly when it has to stay true, but it also throws in some new bits of darkness as well.
And it's still funny though, almost like I mean, not as bad as a a black comedy, but it's still fun.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
All right.
Okay. I don't know if the scene's about to come up soon.
Yeah, it's in a bit, a couple. Actually,
I guess
hold on. I think we're almost at it. It's right after this. It's somewhere in the middle of the song. So hold on. I think we're almost at it. Just
Well, going to what you were talking about, Troy, that's one thing I think this movie excels at. It's as true to the story as it needs to be without, being needlessly dark.
Well, I didn't really know the original story, so
Oh yeah, you're pretty much in a similar mindset I had when I first saw this movie.
Well, this is not a bad version. It pretty much ticks all the boxes it needs to. It doesn't have everything, but it gets the basic gist of it done.
I can speak from experience. This is literally my first ever experience with anything having to do with Treasure Island.
We're almost here. Notice how they're intentionally leaving space in the left for something.
Also, I love how some of the characters don't even have actor names close to them. You'll have to hear that for the rest of your life.
Give up? Ha 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 ha. Get it? Oysters? Bed? Huh?
Enjoy them for the rest of your life.
So yeah,
wonder
Long
if
John
you
Silver is
start-
now doomed to listen to bad jokes for the rest of his life.
that's a fitting punishment, I think.
I think he was starting to consider the gallows there at the end.
But there's a perfectly good ocean right there.
All
And
right.
as is customary of a Disney movie, let's have the iconic love song be sung by great singers. I forget.
All
who
right.
sang
All right.
this
Now we're actually done. Tay, what do you think of the movie?
Basically the same as Shiro. I find it really fun and a good adaptation overall. I really love Tim Curry.
Well,
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm guessing Tim Curry was your
As a-
favorite actor
it's
for
a-
this movie.
obviously, Joe, it's Tim fucking Curry.
He was having a ball, clearly.
I mean,
The
it's
song.
Tim Curry playing an evil but charismatic and slightly good at heart pirate.
Even the
Well-
songs are great.
Yeah. Again, Long John Silver's supposed to be a complex character in the sense that yes, he's a bad guy, but he also has a caring side, and he actually does eventually, grow to like Jim. and that's what makes his
It's almost like a father-son sort of thing.
his conflicting feelings and is what makes him an interesting character. And that particular final scene did a great job of conveying that. So again, they do pay their due respects to the original book. Again,
And in regards to the songs not getting annoying, I mean, the songs are actually put in well. Like, let's think about it. The first song is literally a pirate shanty. Pirates love to sing to pass the time. The second one is, of course, the obligatory Dream More, but the scene sets it up well enough. The next song is, again, a she shanty. Those are kind of given. And, of course, Cabin Fever is your obligatory
Big Lip Alligator
moment. And, of course, what better way than to have it be the crew going mad? That's perfect. And Professional Pirate, again, a pirate she shanty, and they're literally trying to sway Jim over there. What better way to sway a kid than with a song? There's Boom Shakalaka, which, of course, well, tribal song. And then, of course, Love Let Us Hear.
Cabin Fever.
Back to you, Gio.
But yeah, great movie. Next.
Pedro.
Oh, I love this movie. Like, it's not my favorite Muppet movie. My favorite is the 2011 Jason Segel movie. I think that's the overall best movie. It took the overall formula of the first.
Hold on. Okay. There's the names of the songwriters: Barry Mann and Cynthia Weil.
I don't know what else they did. Sorry. But yeah, much like the first Muppet movie, the 2011 movie does go back to the Jason Segel formula of having like a more emotional, a more balance between. This is mostly comedy, whereas the old Muppet movies from Jim Henson were a balance between emotion, kind of like Pixar movies. Think of it like that. But the post Jim Henson era kind of went for a more comedic than heartfelt approach. But it works just fine in the end because the comedy is just that great anyway, and the characters are still played properly. It's not like they've become complete buffoons or anything. They're still the story is still told straight, and that's fine. I actually kind of like this more than Christmas Carol, despite Christmas Carol being the more well-renowned one. Don't get me wrong, the Christmas Carol adaptation is great. It's just that I don't know. I think there's a bit more. There's a bit more cleverness and creativity put in this one, whereas Christmas Carol just kind of just does the story beat by beat and doesn't do that much in terms of defining it as a unique adaptation. It's just your typical Christmas Carol adaptation. It doesn't really stand out that much to me. It doesn't even that much of the good old Muppet humor in that one. But anyway. Of course, Michael Caine as Ebenezer Scrooge is, of course, great. But regardless, Muppet Treasure Island is great. Like, Tim Curry is awesome. The songs are great. The music is overall is great. Everybody, like Shira said, everybody's having a lot of fun. And that's just what it counts to. This is a fantastic comedy all around. It's timeless. The humor is absolutely timeless. It's just as funny today as it was 20 years ago. And it is incredibly entertaining for both kids and adults. Just like Muppets should be.
Why, Pedro? Why would they ever forget that?
Basically, Shiroi, have you heard of the most recent Muppets show that got canceled? That was basically the Office, just with the Muppets.
Is that the one where they were talking about plastic surgery and stuff with Miss
Yes,
Piggy?
Miss Piggy
Yeah.
Miss Piggy wanted to get a breast job.
They tried to basically make a Muppets reality TV show.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things where, yes, in the original 70s Muppet show, yes, the Muppets were much more adult in their humor. There was a lot of more innuendo and stuff like that. However, it wasn't
always been innuendo. But
yeah. But it was always done with taste in a way that kids could still watch and enjoy, and the adult jokes would fly over the kids' heads. And whoever the fuck created that stupid show basically decided to, no, the Muppets are meant to be for adults only. No. Fuck off and die. Okay. The point is, this is a movie that Brian Henson clearly knew his father's creation and did a good job with the great comedy. I kind of wish, again, being a Muppet veteran myself and a big fan of the original Jim Henson trilogy, I still kind of wish they would have struck a bit more of a balance between the emotional aspect and the comedy aspect, like the old Muppet movies. The 2011 movie did that brilliantly. But whatever, the comedy is incredibly strong and more than enough to hold the movie afloat anyway. So. So it's fine by me. And even the few heartfelt moments that they do have are still effective, especially that final one where Tim Curry gets to show off his acting chops. So it's still a fantastic movie all around for what it's trying to do. It's mostly a comedy, but it's a great comedy, so whatever. Fine. Go ahead, Joe. Close us off.
What can I say? This is my favorite Muppets movie ever. I mean, that's kind of tall order, but it's the movie that got me interested in the Muppets. I'd known about the Muppets, but this is the movie that got me really interested in it. It's the movie that got me interested to the lore of Treasure Island in general, and it's still to this day my favorite Muppets movie. It's got everything you can want. It's got action, it's got drama, it's got laughs, it's got dark elements, but they all balance out very nicely, if I do say so myself. The songs here are wonderful. Not only are they great songs, but they're plugged into the movie perfectly to the point where no song really feels that out of place. And it's nice to see the nuance in relationships, not everything's all hunky-dory despite there being cartoonish animals involved. That's nice. The acting is all good, really. I mean, I can't really think of any acting performance that really disappointed me. As you can tell, everyone is having a blast with this movie, and everyone fits with their roles pretty superbly. The changes that they make are necessary, and they're changes that really don't feel too different, honestly, from the tale. In fact, in some cases, they honestly sometimes make it do better than the original tale at times. I like it. I do like the action. They provided us that. And, of course, the effects still have aged pretty well. Like, honestly speaking, this feels like a Muppets movie that if you touched it up would not look too out of place even today in 2018. I mean, aside from a few things, obviously, like some of the puppet work isn't as fluid as it's become, but still, honestly, still looking pretty good. Great job on that. The cinematography is well cast. The shots are nice and luscious here. It's just a movie that every time I come back to, I find myself enjoying no less. Still wondering what happened to that lady, never mind, she probably died overboard with the rest of the people who fell into the water.
Well,
oh god, that was brilliant, honestly. Even South Park paid homage to that.
Well, that's just the kind of joke you usually see in these kinds of comedies. So.
Yeah, again, in terms of comedy, there's definitely stuff for the kids and plenty of stuff for the adults. In fact, arguably more for the adults. But hey, as a kid, I didn't notice that, and that's probably what they were aiming for.
Again, the humor strikes pretty much a perfect balance. Like this is pretty much the comedic writing in particular is pretty much perfect. Like it's every joke hits and everybody can enjoy every single joke. There's never one of those things where some of these jokes are for the kids, these jokes are the jokes for the adults. No, the humor is constantly for all ages. All of the jokes are for all ages.
So yeah, that was a wonderful movie, folks. I hope you had fun with it as much as we did. Tune in for the next thing Muppets related we do. Maybe it'll be Muppets Go to Space. See you around.
See ya.